Everything you thought had meaning, every hope, dream, or moment of happiness, none of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield. None of it changes what a speeding boulder does to a body. We all die. But does that mean our lives are meaningless? Does that mean that there's no point in our being born? Would you say that of our slain comrades? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not. Their memory serves as an example to us all. The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen. Their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them. And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us, because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this war. My soldiers push forward. My soldiers scream out. My soldiers rage. Welcome back to the Words from the Nerds podcast.
I didn't respond to that. I didn't reply to that because I had already somebody else had already sent that to me who's trying to get me to watch specifically Attack on Titan. So I've already seen that.
We got forces out here. We got toes on the battlefield, baby. It's not just me no more. Welcome back to another episode of Words from the Nerds podcast. I've been seeing a lot of Erwin's speech going around, and it's making me move more towards wanting to finish the show. I fell off it for a little bit, but that moment, man. And then all the Purple Rain edits that I've been seeing for Mikasa and Aaron. It's been a banger. So I might get back on my AOT grind. Joined again by Aiden, Ben, and Charlie. We're here for another glorious episode. Housekeeping real quick. I'm going to read some comments here in a little bit after we get to how these gentlemen are and what they've watched this week. If you don't want to hear any of that, because I will touch on that later, there are time codes down in the bottom. You can skip around if you're just here to see our ranking of 2025 movies. If you're just here to watch us talk about the Doomsday trailer, whatever it may be, all of that stuff is down in the bottom. So you can check the time codes, or you can check the description and go to what you came here for. So without further ado, Ben, Charlie, let's start with Ben. How have you been this week, man? What have you watched? How have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been very good. Been back on the short grind, which, by the way, if you're here from short form content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stick around for the full conversations. And then don't comment stupid things when you say that we don't talk about stuff, but you watch a 30-second clip instead of a 2-hour episode. You're maybe missing some context there, shouting out a specific person on TikTok. So yeah, if you're here from the short form content, thank you for tuning in. Charlie and I are going to keep that going as we continue throughout this year. But yeah.
And also shout out to my dad rage baiting everyone in the comments on there being a secret Stranger Things
Is he finale. Doing that?
Yes, bro. I think we replied to him like twice. One of us did.
It wasn't me. I think it was Ben. It was Ben. It was Ben. He said, because I knew it was Ben because he said, heck no. I was like, that's Ben, bro. That's Ben, 100%.
That's funny.
Yeah, my dad's just in there rage baiting, so shout out to him.
That's funny. I still keep seeing new videos every single day trying to point to this. Now it's the Stranger Things documentary. That's what's going to give us this next hint at maybe a new episode, or maybe that is the new episode and they're pulling like some crazy meta thing where it's documentary style and then we actually get a finale. My thing is, I don't believe it one shred, one little tiny bit whatsoever. But if we do get it, they're not fixing this whole season. Like, there's nothing they can do to recover this season. We need a whole new season. We don't need a new episode. So
it also just like completely undermines all of this emotional moments of them flashing back to when they were kids and everything, like, because it's the final episode. All of that's just undermined if there is one.
You would probably need another 2+ hour episode. You need another finale length episode just to do what the thought of what they're trying to do, and then still give us an epilogue, because it's like, are we really saying that they spent an hour on an epilogue and that's not the real epilogue to the show? Anyways, we're not going to keep going on Stranger Things. That bridge needs to be burned, because I think we're all tired of talking about it. but yeah, I'm doing very well. Watched a couple of things this past week. I talked last week about watching Dune, and so this week watched.
Yes, please
Dune
tell me how
Part 2.
part 2 was. Tell me how part 2 was.
It's so good. It is so. I haven't seen it since I watched it in theaters, actually, which I watched it a couple times in theaters. And so going into it, I was kind of, I don't want to say I had fresh eyes on it, but it was still like, okay, I hold this as one of my favorite movies of all time. Is it really that good after a couple of years removed from it? And my goodness, I
Good.
mean,
I'm glad. Let's go, dude.
it seriously, it makes you thankful that there are people willing to put that much care and effort into movies. It takes a special level of talent and effort and time in order to make something like that movie. It's so special. It is so incredibly special. And it's just as good as I remember it, to be honest, just to be totally honest. 2 years later, and I would still say it's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Very, very safely. And then the only other movie that I checked out was Greenland 2 Migration, which is a new 2026 movie with Gerard Butler, which I know Charlie also checked out. So maybe we'll do a quick check-in with Charlie, and then we can both give some quick thoughts on that.
Yes, please give some thoughts on Greenland 2.
Yeah. Real quick for me, I'm good. As we talked about last week, still in the gym, torturing myself. And so is Aiden, a little bit less so, but I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That boy goes hard. That boy's different, bro. Cardio after legs, yada, yada, yada. But we've been trying to be a little bit better, if that's the way to describe it, when it comes to movies this year. And this might potentially excite the two of you. I'm trying to start using Letterboxd.
Yeah, let's go. I love it.
I'm keeping track of. It's really sad when I got back on the app. The last thing that I logged, the only thing I've ever logged, was for some reason Dead Reckoning. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
I can tell you why. I knew you were going to say that because we told you to. Because if you logged it on Letterboxd, it had a special pop-up only when you logged it on Letterboxd. So we told you to.
Right. Okay.
I just followed you. I just followed you back, Charlie.
Damn, this whole time, bro. He just left me hanging. He made me a fan, chat. He made me
Charlie,
a fan.
Even if you just rated your movies,
that's pretty much all I'm doing.
Kept a list throughout the year.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything great. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do reviews or anything like that. I'm probably
that's basically all I do now.
Yeah. Once you said that, I actually, after you said that, Ben, that's why I was like, you know what? Well, maybe I'll try to be better about just going on there, leaving a quick star review, logging it in the diary, and then adding it to a list. But I've done that so far for. Don't look if you guys, Aiden. I hope you didn't look at
to see if you were in my follower
movie
list. I've been following.
I just followed you through the follower list.
Okay. But I so far I've logged the 2026 movies that I've seen, and honestly, today I've just been watching a bunch of movies. This one I'll talk about real quickly. Also another potentially exciting one, but less exciting because I have not finished it. I literally had to pause it to come to this. Frankenstein. I am halfway through.
Oh yes,
Frankenstein right now. The monster just woke up, and he sat him down in the basement, and then I had.
You have no idea what's coming, bro. Damn, I wish I was like, yes, he's watching, but then I'm like, no, this is the episode we're talking about.
Yeah.
Damn.
What do you think so far?
It's really good. Oscar Isaac is fantastic. I don't know how many other Guillermo del Toro movies I've seen, but actually I don't know that I've seen any. I'm sure I've seen one, but I don't know the just the way he shoots these movies. It's really, really engaging to me. There's nothing much to write home about with Mia Goth yet. Yes, there is, but also not yet. I don't know if there's going to be more from her later on potentially, but. I don't think she's doing a bad job or anything. But I'm surprisingly, because this time period is never something that ever interests me when it comes to theming. But I'm bought in to this for the most part, and yeah, I'm excited to see where it all goes. So
Yes,
We'll have to
let's
see
go.
next week if it would have made its way onto your top 10 list.
Yeah. Yeah, keep us updated.
Yeah, when we're done here, I'll finish it before I go to bed tonight. And then yeah, on to Greenland 2 Migration, which I don't know why they added the 2 in marketing, but the 2 wasn't in the actual title sequence thing for the movie.
It was weird.
Yeah. It's a lot cleaner that way. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was anything crazy good. I do agree with Ben, even though this is the only 2026 movie he's seen. I think it's the best movie of the year so far. Considering the other one that I'll talk about after we're done talking about Greenland. But yeah, I have a couple of qualms with it, just especially like when you add on everything that we know about the franchise because of the first movie. Spoilers for Greenland 2 Migration, not that I imagine our audience doesn't care. Aiden, I don't know if you care. But
fine.
Why on earth? He was selected because he's an architect. Why on earth are they sending the architect outside in the fucking chemical suit to go scrounge for parts and whatnot? Like that doesn't. Why? Don't we have other people for that? I just.
Well, I'll take it a step further. If everybody was selected because it's like, oh, we need to protect these people so that they can move society forward, why did it seem like almost everybody in that bunker was useless? Like most of them were like, it was families, it was elderly people.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would be like everybody has a certain role. You have your engineers, you have whatever. But no, that's not really what it was.
Yeah.
It was just a mixture of everything.
And I think they didn't focus on that enough either. Like the bunker life itself, just I mean, most of that was I forget the character's name, but the wife. It was her character. It was most of the inside the bunker stuff was like watching her sit at like the deciding table of like what next steps to take and everything like that. So
yeah.
And then you're kind of thrust out into the world, and like it was enjoyable. A little like I don't know if on the nose is the right way to describe it, with everything that was like you could see everything that was happening. Like every side character that was with them, they had to kill them off, with the exception of like the got to throw in the quick girlfriend or boyfriend character for the youngest child to be interested in. But even with that being said, I did think that it was a little bit touching at the end, everything that happened. It would have been better, I think, if he wasn't dying the entire film. If like you make that happen right before he gets there, he gets shot and he bleeds out, I think that would be a whole lot more impactful. Like if you're going to kill him anyway, then just do that. But the whole time I'm like, okay, he's going to die. So like none of this is like
him dying in a different way doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. But that's a relatively small thing. It's I don't know. It's just a nice little hold you over movie until you get to the good stuff, and so I'm not mad at it.
I'm about to say something that you might call me crazy for.
Okay.
I had a problem with suspension of disbelief at parts of this movie.
Really?
Which
well,
I know
I might agree with you here. Hold on, but
I'm
whatever you're gonna say.
Specifically talking about after we get like the big tidal wave, and then we migrate, and now we're supposed to believe that like there are places of the world that are like submerged hundreds of feet underwater, but then further along it's not, as if there's big elevation changes, and then later on throughout the movie the earth is fine. So it's like, has the sea level risen 100 feet or has it not?
Because then, they get to the English Channel and that's completely dried up. So it's like,
yes, but London is underwater. I'm
yeah.
like, I know that's a stupid thing in a movie like this to be like, oh, I can't believe that. But it was so like, at first I thought it was kind of cool. Like, oh, London's underwater. Okay, this is kind of fire. And then once they get to land, nothing came of anything. Like it just was a tool to get them there. And then that was it. So I know that's such a weird thing to like nitpick, but it was just one of those weird things where I'm like, this makes no sense.
See, and I had issues with too is like, and I think they try to be coy about it and joke about it in the moment, but when they're climbing across that gap in the English Channel and then an earthquake happens after all these other XYZ things have happened to them, and then Gerard Butler's character, he says like, oh, you got to be kidding me, or he says something like that. And like, sure, you're trying to be meta about it by having him say that, like, dude, of course, like this thing's happening and this thing, you guys are always like, I get why they're doing it for tension's sake, but in terms of plot and storyline, it doesn't make as much sense this time around, other than the radioactive storms. I'll buy into that, sure. But like in the first movie, all of that stuff happening, it was like building up to the big comet actually hitting the Earth.
Yeah.
This time around, like, there's no like, oh, the Earth is getting worse. It's just they conveniently find themselves in these positions where the Earth is just punishing them or trying to punish them in some way. So that kind of took me out of it a little bit as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think this movie is a little worse than the first one. I think some of the emotional stuff was better, but I think from just like a disaster movie standpoint, like you said, that kind of build up, and even in the first movie, which I don't know if you rewatched it, but the build up of the tension as well, where it's like kind of mysterious, and then they're getting the notification that, oh, you've been selected for this program. All of that tension, I think, was done really well until everything hits the fan, and just good subversion of expectation. And this movie, it feels like it's trying to do that. Like it's trying to start you off in a certain way and then throw you for a loop. And now we're going somewhere else. And then it keeps trying to do that, but it never feels like it's building towards anything. Yeah. It just feels like a bunch of things happening back to back to back, and we get over it. And eventually we reach the end of our journey. So I think in that regard, it was a little boring, even though a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah. I agree with that. Maybe 3 stars is a little generous for me, truthfully.
Yeah. I didn't actually give it a rating yet. I was between either a 2 or 2.5. So I don't know.
Yeah. I might drop to a 2.5, truthfully. But onto my second watch of 2026. Again, I was trying to tell you guys nothing crazy. I don't think you guys are even going to care about it. But The People We Meet on Vacation. It's a Netflix movie based on a book, or maybe a book series potentially. I don't know. It's a rom-com pretty much, and wasn't good. I think I gave it 2 stars, maybe. I think I gave it 2 stars. Yeah. It wasn't. No, sorry. 2. I gave that one 2.5. 2.5. The structure of the storytelling for that one for me, it was I didn't enjoy it. Like, it reminded me, I don't think you guys have watched it, but the TV show Arrow, for Green Arrow. In that show, you'd be in the present for like 2 seconds, and then it'd throw you back to a flashback for like the majority of the episode. And then they'd keep doing that every episode. And so that's what this movie is. Like, it's 2 people, and then they're in a rough spot emotionally within their friendship right now, and then it flashes us back to how they met, and then it goes back to the present for like a 2-minute sequence, and then it goes back to another flashback just a year after they met. And so I don't know, it just keeps doing that throughout the entire movie, and I don't know, I found myself more interested in what was happening in the present time than anything that I was watching in the past. It seemed like the past stuff was just filler and trying to fluff the runtime, essentially, to get us to care about these characters in any sort of way. But I feel like I was already invested in them. Just I wanted to see what the resolution was, or what even happened between the 2 of them and the resolution. eventually. But yeah, not one of the best rom-coms I've seen. And the second watch of 2026, not starting off 2026 great so far. But,
was that more of a I want to watch a rom-com, or was that more of a I want to get a good foot in with 2026 movies?
That was my fiance read the book and she wants to watch the movie.
Okay, third option. Yeah, go on.
But a little bit of like, yeah, I'm down for it because I want to fluff out. I want to get a good start on 2026.
Do you have a number goal for 2026 movies?
I was thinking about that because I made my 2025 list when I decided I was going to set up
Full
Letterboxd. Yeah, I think I covered everything that I watched.
Okay. Wow.
And I have 46 movies, new 2025 movies. I watched 46 movies in 2025, I think.
I think that's one less than I did. Holy.
Really?
I got to 56. You're really not that far off.
Damn, yeah. See, so like I guess like if I had a goal, actually, sorry, 45, because I watched one of them today. So and I already added it to the list. So I watched 45 in 2025. Maybe like just to if I'm really like being honest with myself, probably like 50, 55. Like 5 more, 10 more. Nothing too insane. But also there are a lot of movies this year that I want to watch. Like I am going to watch The Ballad of Wallace Island. That was when I was binging these movies today, I was like, you know what? I'll get around to that one too. And then I also want to watch Hamnet as well. I really want to watch that. I wanted to watch that before Aiden said anything, truthfully, because it does look really good.
I think 50 is a good, like if you get a solid 50 where you're just not intaking anything that comes out on streaming and Netflix, but like a 50 where you're like, yeah, I actually want and care to watch this movie. That's a perfectly good number, I think.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I'll say, because I'm dragging this out a little bit, was a 2025 movie that I watched today as well, House of Dynamite. And I'm bringing this up because it's not making my top 10. I thought it was actually pretty horrible. It's, for those who don't know, it's like almost like a disaster type movie, like an apocalyptic movie, but kind of isn't at the same time, but just apocalyptic for the US, not for the world. It's about like a nuke that gets launched towards the US. They don't know who launched it, and then it's just the story of people trying to deal with it in the situation rooms and whatnot. And oh my god, the way that it's like cut together, dude. I told you, you guys know I didn't like Weapons because of the way Weapons was cut together. It's cut just like Weapons, where like you follow one group of people for the launch time of the missile for when it's going to hit is like 19 minutes. But like each segment is like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And so you follow one group reacting to it for like 40 minutes. And then it cuts back to the beginning and you follow a new group and what they were thinking when it was all happening for another 45 minutes. And then you do it for a third time and you don't even get to see what happens. You don't even get to see the end result. I gave that shit a 1.5. Got me fucked up.
That sounds like a big waste of
time. I hated that shit so bad, bro. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Okay, cool. Lots of stuff this week. I only watched one movie, and that was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's just a nice little, less than 2-hour runtime. Something to watch before going to bed. Yeah, honestly, wasn't as great as I remember it being. It's like a 3-star movie. Flint Lockwood is honestly such a hateable character. It is so easy to hate him in this movie. I'd never realized just how bad he was. Yeah, I've just been busy with other things, back to the grind and things of that sort. I spent like 5 hours painting today, painting the living room of the house, and oh my gosh, man, that will wear you out. I didn't do any cardio today at the gym just because I knew that would get me. So been very busy with all that fun stuff. But all right, Jumping in because we are halfway through an hour here, just about, to some of these comments. Not that I want to do more than to, jump into these comments. This week broke our record. We now have a new record of 12 comments on a single video of ours. But the Stranger Things stuff has been nice to us engagement wise. We had another banger video. Thank you for all the love shown there. Memish, the boy, coming in with 8 of these 12 comments. I love you, man. Appreciate you. That boy just loves showing us love. In no particular order. Sorry, Ben. I know you were real good with your order last week, but I'm flying off the cuff here. One of Memish's comments, #best podcast ever, all caps. Let's go, my
Damn
boy.
straight.
Go. Missed you on last episode. Hashtag that backflip though. Throwback. Memish says, I was re-listening to that. It was such a good moment. It was so funny. But that backflip though. Random thought. I'm about to play Last of Us Part 1, aimed specifically at Charlie. Specifically at me too. Come on. I like the game.
Nah,
I'm one of the only other people on here that's ever played it, though. So come on, man. Show me.
Okay.
Am I in for some greatness? It's the remastered version. I've never played these games before. Hopefully, it's not overrated.
The remastered? Okay, well, I guess I'll take you at your word, Mimish. It's the remaster. I highly encourage you, though, if you have the PS5, play the remake Last of Us, called Last of Us Part 1. That one's like the ideal way to play the game. But
nice.
I mean, yeah, of course you're in for a fantastic time. I was gonna say I almost said better than the TV show, but season 1 of the TV show is fantastic. So I mean, but the game is still better though, of course, with exception to like the scene with Joel and Sarah. I think the TV show did that better, but everything else, the game is better, 100%. And then that goes the same for Part 2, especially tenfold.
That's an understatement. Yeah, that's an understatement. And then the boy Memish also says, screw the backlash. They don't understand the words from Nerds Podcast. The grind, the sweat, the tears. If the legends think season 5 is pulling a Game of Thrones, then it is. If they told me I had one leg, even though I have 2, I'll say I have one leg. Shout out to the boy Memish. He's the GOAT. Then he also says Stranger Things overall has to be an 8 out of 10 for me personally. 4 seasons was perfect. 5 was quite bad. That's fine.
I'm surprised he said it was quite bad.
Memish, I thought you liked it, man. I thought you liked the finale.
We're getting to the big one. Okay. His big thoughts on it. He also says no other choice is such a banger. It's one of my favorite films of the year. His top 5 is Sinners, One Battle After Another, No Other Choice, F1, Warfare. Hey, W Warfare, bro. Like I was listening to our episode I told y'all, and Charlie brought up Warfare, and I was like, oh man, I forgot that movie came out this year, but it's a really good movie. I liked it a lot. Honorable mention, 28 Years Later, Weapons, Superman. Low-key honorable mention, Final Destination, Bloodline. I love it. Memish, I love your opinions.
You had me until Final Destination.
And I'm not going to lie. One of the worst movies of the year, but I love that you love it.
Damn, that bad?
It wasn't that bad.
I thought it was that bad. Memish then also says, have you guys seen the new Sam Raimi film that's coming out? It has Dylan O'Brien in it. I haven't seen his name in a long time. I'm so excited for that. It's a horror comedy.
Excited for that, man.
I didn't watch the trailer.
Rachel McAdams, and Dylan O'Brien, count me in, bro. They gonna call me Mr. McAdams. Fire, bro. Fire. Let's get it, dog.
I'm excited, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys didn't like Multiverse of Madness. Pipe down, buddy. Pipe down. Pipe it down. Pipe it down. Pipe it down.
Okay. I've probably seen more Raimi films than you, though.
Anyways, Memish ends this off by saying, I really like the finale. Obviously, this season was kind of fries. Especially during season 2, I was very much like Duffer Brothers, put the fries in the bag.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck does fries mean, bro? That English slang.
I know, right? But the finale was actually good. Got a lot of flaws. I would have loved to see more fighting. I would have loved to see the battle be a little bit longer. Defeating Vecna is a little absurd. I'll be real. Loads of plot holes, which is a shame since the show was really good. Seasons 1 through 4. the show needs a lot more of what that penultimate of season 4 was, which we've talked about. But nonetheless, the finale was good. I was happy to watch it and put the show down after watching it for 10 years. Epilogue really did make me cry, especially that final scene with the D&D crew. That actually had me crying. But now I can move on, appreciate the previous seasons, and ignore that season 5 exists. I mean, yeah, go check out our other 2 Stranger Things episodes for all of our wonderful thoughts. Yeah, I'm cutting y'all off. Don't even. I'm not letting y'all go any further. And then Mr. Brandon says if we're doing a box office draft, we should do it early March before pre-sales start on some of the big films of the year. Early March, I think we should book it, and we should do it right now. So, early March, we will be doing a box office draft along with our Rotten Tomatoes draft. So, we'll get into all of that fun stuff next week. And then David French, 1857, says, "Wow, I have never been more annoyed by the beginning of a podcast before." Well, Mr. David French,
I'm glad we can make you feel something.
We did it even longer this time. So I replied to him and said that's a great accomplishment to have.
It looks like he liked it or something. Somebody liked that comment.
I don't know.
Hey, bro.
And then,
like Aiden said, we got the timestamps. Go ahead, man. Skip around. You don't like this? You don't like us yapping? Skip around.
Twizzle Stick with my favorite comment says legs are the best. So there you go.
Like I said last week, there's always there's some freaks out there that really like legs, man. There's some freaks.
Well, what I think is so funny is that we have one person saying, "I've never been more annoyed by the beginning of a podcast," and then someone else being like, "Out of everything y'all talked about, I'm going to talk about y'all hating legs."
See, bro, the dichotomy of man,
and that was in the intro.
Yeah,
exactly, bro.
All right, moving on. We have our wonderful segment. What everybody is here for. What we are making the whole episode out of. We're not talking about news, any new releases. I mean, a little bit, I guess, but we are focusing all on 2025 movies and all of the ins and outs there. You know, we did this halfway through the year this past year in June. We sat down, we talked about most disappointing, most surprising, our favorite, our worst, what we were looking forward to for the rest of the year. I'm going to do a little bit of the same now that we finally have a full year's worth of movies to talk about. We've been keeping some of our lists secret for a while, kind of where we've been ranking stuff. We haven't let each other in a whole lot on where we specifically have some of these movies that we've watched and talked about as the year went on. So in order to do that, we need to find out who is going to share their thoughts first. Any excuse to bring the wheel out, I'm going to do it. And we will be spinning the wheel to see who gets to reveal their top 10 movies of the year. Mr. Benja Movies. Everyone give it up for Ben Wheel. Thank you.
Thank you. Am I going through all 10?
I think that's how we should do it. We do it like we did the TV shows last week.
All right, Mr.
Start
Host.
From 10, go up, and then we'll all go around.
Sounds great. I'll keep it brief, just like we did for the show talk. We've talked about some of these movies before on the episode, so keep my thoughts pretty brief on them. My number 10 is going to One Battle After Another.
Okay.
Which will probably be very, very successful during Oscar season. And I did really enjoy it. I just don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as a lot of people. I think Paul Thomas Anderson did a great job. Honestly, I've seen some clips coming up, I would maybe reconsider if I would give Leo the Oscar over Timothée Chalamet. I think it's closer. Yeah. Like if I actually reflect back on the two performances, I think it's closer than I initially thought immediately after watching Marty Supreme, because I was riding the Marty Supreme wave. But I think Leo definitely could take it, and I wouldn't be upset if he beat out Timmy. Leo, it would be his second Oscar. Timothée Chalamet's going to win way more than that throughout his career. He'll be fine. Great movie. Really liked it. Surprisingly funny. Pacing is great. A little long. small issues, but I liked it a lot.
Real quick editor's note, just real quick. Let's just change the background just so it'll be easier to make clips. It'll be easier to make clips because
I just won't put it up then because I can't. I mean, I'm gonna have to pull all the movies out and put them all on the background.
No, yeah, so that's fine then too. Because I just want it to be easier for it to make clips and then get our faces in it, and then that way we can just add the number lists underneath them.
Yeah, that'll be good. My number 9, which I might be the only person who has this in their top 10 ranking for this year. I have The Long Walk, which I loved this movie. And
interesting. Wow.
As I was kind of,
it's at 9 for you though. Whatever.
As I was kind of finalizing everything, I was like, is this too high? But then I just think about the emotional journey that I went on, that I had in the theater for this movie, and I had to pay it the respect that I think it deserves. So it's at my number 9. My number 8, a movie that only I've seen, which is No Other Choice by director Park Chan-wook, which I talked about last week. Very, very good movie. Excited for Aiden to check it out. The editing and transitions, phenomenal. The performance is phenomenal. I love the theming. It's a great entry. Kind of what you would expect from a director of this caliber. And then maybe a surprising one. At my number 7, I have Marty Supreme.
Okay. I like that.
As we talked about before, I am a big Marty Supreme fan, and I think Timothée Chalamet is incredible in this movie. It's funny, it's fast-paced, but like I brought up when we had the conversation, these kind of character-focused movies where like a lot of stuff just happens because we're following the character and who they are and them pursuing their dreams. I like that from a character standpoint, but from like a story and movie structure, it doesn't always lend itself to good storytelling because it's more about the character storytelling. So I think for me, it's hard for this movie to be elevated to like one of my favorite films of the year because it's so character focused, and I need a little bit more than that personally. I still really loved it for what it was, but it is coming in at my number 7. At my number 6, I'm going with Ninja 2, animated movie that I got to go see in theaters. Really good.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, that's
did you not think it was going to make its way on my top 10?
I guess not based off our conversation when the movie came out. Like I remember you liking it, but not really not top 6 liking it. So that's nice though. I respect that. I like that.
Yeah. That's where it's landed. I think, I'm happy with that placement. Just what a journey and incredible animation. My favorite animated movie of the year, pretty easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting into the top 5, I don't think this will be too surprising. What movies are in here, but maybe the order will surprise you guys a little bit. My 5th favorite movie of the year is going to F1.
Oh, okay.
What? That is okay.
Well, it's so funny because I told you I just listened to last our halfway mark episode, and you didn't get to watch F1 at that point, but you were like, "Oh, this is going to be my favorite movie of the year." And then after you watched it, I watched that next episode. You were like, "Yeah, it's my favorite movie of the year. Like this is the greatest thing." It's cool to see how it's changed after half a year.
Yeah, well, that same episode, if you watched like the whole thing, we also talked about Superman. And that was my number 1 movie of the year. So it was.
Oh yeah,
within a week,
I didn't finish it. Yeah,
F1 took the number 1 spot, and then watched Superman, and Superman took the number 1 spot. So to not spoil my Superman thoughts, I think I said, F1's the best movie of the year, and then Superman took its place.
Yeah.
When I told you guys about my like rewatch of a couple of movies in the last couple of weeks, when I rewatched Knives Out and Sinners, I think I mentioned that those moved up and some other stuff moved down. So this is a result of that. F1 did get bumped down a couple of spots, but still a very big fan. And I haven't revisited this one. I should, since I currently have Apple TV, but I do cherish my theater experience, and like not watching it in IMAX will hurt me a little bit. So I don't know if I really want to. I might just I might just leave it where it is. Getting into the number 4, I have Wake Up Dead Man, which
wow, that's really high. Wow.
On first viewing was a little lower, but upon second viewing, knowing what happens and being able to focus more on the finer details and the theming. I think my first watch, my first watch was like at midnight, which was not the best time to watch a movie like this. But then also your first watch of a Knives Out movie is so focused on like, okay, murder mystery. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to pick up on all the little details and predict what's going to happen. I want to see the bigger picture. And I think I got too wrapped up in that. And so now that I know not only how everything unfolds, but I also know that this movie is much deeper than that. Because in my opinion, Glass Onion was very much focused on the mystery, and there really wasn't that much character work. I mean, there was little bits and pieces, but it wasn't the focus of the movie. This movie is different, which is also what makes it such a great movie within the given franchise. So upon second viewing, it definitely went up a lot. The theming, the performances, knowing what happens just made this movie a lot better and made me appreciate it way, way more. Nice. Getting into the top 3. My number 3 is going to Sinners, which we're all going to have probably in our top 3 of the year. It's not going to go to like, oh, this was the most surprising movie for me when we talk about most surprising later, but I still was surprised at this movie. I remember when we did our Rotten Tomatoes draft and when Charlie picked it, because we were like close to seeing the reviews and whatnot. I don't think any of us understood at that point that we were about to be getting one of our favorite movies of the entire year. It's incredible, shot beautifully. The music by our boy Ludwig. Oh my gosh. He's on a generational run. It's just continuing into next year. Just what a great movie. I'm glad I rewatched it because it definitely, I don't want to say that it made the movie better, but it solidified how good it was and that it should be a titan amongst some of the other movies in my top 5 for the year. If I hadn't rewatched it, it probably would have landed closer to the 5 spot. So I'm glad that I did. Getting into,
I'm so curious.
What's number 2?
Oh, I know what 1 and 2 are gonna be. There's
Well, okay. I know what 1 is gonna be.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think I'm about to floor you guys right now.
Wait. I think I know how this is gonna go. I know because I know what one of them is, and I was like, "What is the other one?" And then I looked at my list, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's it."
At my number 2 is Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that threw me for a loop then.
No, I know what it is.
What?
My number 2 is Superman.
Oh, wait. Okay. I do know what number 1 is then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this was my number 1 when I watched it and was for a long time. But, as we get towards the end of the year, just evaluating everything, it's not quite there for me. Still, the fact that we have a superhero movie in the top 5, I mean, that's a rare case for these recent years, other than when we get like a Spider-Verse movie or a The Batman. Otherwise, this is just not happening. So James Gunn, he knows what he's doing. And I'm thankful for this movie for the fact that I feel like I can confidently say that DC is in good hands, which I already thought that. But between Creature Commandos and this, I'm like, okay, there is a bigger picture here. There is a vision here, or there's at least a guiding hand that I feel confident in. Obviously, Peacemaker season 2, we weren't the biggest fan of, but whatever. I think this movie is better than it had the right to be as a Superman movie. So very, very glad with how that turned out. And yeah, my favorite movie of the entire year is Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which that might come as a surprise. I think I had it at number 2, like immediately upon my watch of the movie.
Oh, wow.
But as time has gone on and I've thought about it more, it really solidified itself as kind of how I talk about a movie like Dune Part 2, or when I talk about like Lord of the Rings movies. It is such a high level of care and effort, and it's truly a movie that you watch and you go, I almost can't believe that movies like this are being made nowadays, because we really just don't see that same level of care put into stuff. It's like, it's a truly unbelievable movie to watch, on top of the fact that just like the story itself, the emotions and whatnot, I think are very compelling. I've never been like super into the Frankenstein story because I don't think it's inherently all that interesting, but I think this take on it does it in a really, really dang good way. So purely from like a production and quality standpoint, this to me is like a clear 1-1. Like, I think this movie should win for costume design. I think it should win for production design. I could see hair and makeup. I could see editing. I could see sound design. I think this movie deserves a lot of attention at the Oscars because so much love and care was put into it. So I was not expecting that this would be my favorite movie of the year, but it's just special to me. I don't know what it is. I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just witness? It's that dang good.
All right. I respect it. Do you want to go through it one more time, just speed run, so that we can refresh people on your top 10?
Yeah. At number 10, One Battle After Another. At number 9, The Long Walk. Number 8 goes to No Other Choice. At number 7, Marty Supreme. Number 6 goes to Ninja 2. Into the top 5, we have F1. At number 4, Wake Up Dead Man. Number 3 goes to Sinners. Number 2 is Superman. And my number 1 movie of the year is Frankenstein.
Wake Up Dead Man at 4 is probably the biggest surprise to me there. That's great. Wake Up Dead. I mean, honestly, any movie ahead of F1 that's not named Sinners is kind of crazy. Like, when it comes to you and how much you loved that movie when it came out.
Those rewatches.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, way to kick us off, Ben. Don't think I'm gonna let you get away from the old wheel here. We'll find out the order, and then we'll keep this order for the duration of the episode. And we got Mr. Charles going up next. So, Mr. Charlie, hit us with your top 10 movies of the year.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna have like the most diverse, probably. If I
I'm actually really excited for this.
Yeah, I am excited for yours.
Yeah. Okay. So my top 10 movies of the year. At number 10 is F1.
I'm just glad it made it on.
It's a good movie. I like it. You know, I when we talked about it, I did enjoy the movie. You know, I think overall it was just lacking character motivation for not motivation, sorry, but it was lacking a follow through of character motivations with Brad Pitt's character specifically. Like I remember I had problems with the end of the movie, and like he found his reason for racing, and he didn't continue that path or whatever. And I don't know, but whatever. We talked about that back when we talked about it. It's still a good movie. Very much enjoyed it. I remember feeling, like I said last episode, I remember feeling like the intense, like, are they going to get this in the pit stop and the pit time? And they did. And I was like, yes, let's do it. So like, you can't beat feelings like that, you know, like when you're watching a film, like when you have them, you have to acknowledge them. And speaking of feelings like that you get in theaters while watching them, number 9 is Warfare. I
Respect.
Warfare was such an experience in the theater, man. Just the first time that they they did a show of force, and then the jet just flies over the area, and then the shockwave right behind it, and you feel the whole thing, man. Oh my gosh! And then on top of that, like everything that happens, it's just it's so visceral, you know. Like I don't know, that's the best way to describe it. Not good or bad, but just visceral. And it was an enjoyable experience in the theater. Absolutely. As for number 8, and here's where the diversity comes in here, I think a little bit. The Black Phone 2.
Wow.
Yeah. I
like that. I like that a lot, actually.
I really enjoyed this movie. You know, I think we ultimately said it's not as good as the first one. It's still really good, though. It's still a very good movie.
I don't think we said that.
Did we not say that? I thought we
were both on the same page that it was better.
Really? Did we say that?
I definitely was.
Cool. If I said that, then I might take that back. Because dude, the first one, I don't know. It's so the first, like watching Finney in the basement in the first one and everything. I don't know if anything in this movie beats that. But this movie is very, very good. With that being said, it keeps you enthralled, and the reasoning for him still being around is buyable. I can buy into it, and I'm here for the hype of it all. If there's hype to be had, I guess in the end when they do their thing. But very enjoyable movie. Ethan Hawke is still great. The kids grown up now are still great. So yeah, I had very little complaints with this. Number 7, Ben, this interests me. Why? Because and I think Aiden's going to disagree with this. Maybe if this is what you were, the Long Walk. I still enjoyed the movie. Like it was still a good movie. I just didn't love it as much as you did. Like I was there for the emotion of it all, but it just it got repetitive after a certain like time period, and it's just like, you know, like you're doing a little bit too much with it. And then of course the ending, we all agree that was not a great way to send that out based off of everything that they did with the characters. But yeah, still like a very gut punch of a movie that I enjoyed, and the performances were great, especially between the two main characters. I thought it was fantastic. Aiden's biting his tongue. But as for number 6,
it's at my 20th. I mean, it was just like
I thought you liked it too.
I thought it was good. Like, but it definitely wasn't no top 10. Like I thought it was just good. It's like,
I mean, you watch more movies though. Like you got Hamnet and probably The Ballad of Wallace Island, maybe, I don't know, to like fill out other slots in your top 10 too. So like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, you saw Ninja 2. I never saw Ninja 2, even though Ninja 2 was in Ben's. So
it's at 20 though. Like there's a lot of other
No, sure, absolutely. But it's just like I thought you liked it. I thought you still enjoyed it.
I mean, I do. I think it's good, but I just don't think it's that good as like y'all. Anyways,
yeah. Number 6 is Superman. I think I've been very adamant. Like I enjoyed the movie a lot. It's a really, really good movie. You guys like it more than me. I love it for everything that it does for Superman. It's something that I've waited for, and as far as like new age modern Superman, how he's portrayed in movies and TV. Well, I guess TV he's still portrayed pretty well. Superman and Lois is a pretty good TV show, pretty good rendition on the character. But this movie really was, like, as Ben mentioned, like James Gunn knew what he was doing, and I give him props to it. I give him props for it specifically, and the emotion within it all I'm a sucker for. I just think that there could have been more focus on like the humanly aspects of him. Like the Mom, Pa Kent stuff was hardly in there. I would have liked to see more of that. And I don't know, the final fight of it all. Like I think I had problems with like the fight in the void and just how that looked and whatnot. I remember complaining about that, but at the end of the day, those are small complaints. But yeah, number 6 for that. Another diversity pick potentially. Well, not potentially. It's not going to be in your guys's because you guys haven't seen it. Eternity. I loved the hell out of this movie, man. Eternity, top 5. It's my number 5 pick. This movie just spoke to me in so many ways. Like, it's a rom-com, and I'm a sucker for rom-coms. But this rom-com, like Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, I forget the other actor's name. But I mean, dude, just the message that this movie leaves you with is fantastic, and the messages that it tries to convey throughout the entire movie. Truthfully, like you think you know it's going one way, but then they throw it on its head for you, and it was just very enjoyable. Truthfully, I can't sing its praises enough, but I guess it would be higher if I could sing its praises all the live long day. With that being said, number 4 to match Benjamin, Wake Up Dead Man. I very much enjoyed this movie. I remember, as you all know, I said that it's between this and the first one. I have since rescinded that statement, and the first one is absolutely better. But this one is definitely second. Glass Onion, it doesn't really hold a candle to this one, just because of, as Ben mentioned, everything that it does for character, for Benoit Blanc, and everything. With him, we find out more about him than we ever have in any of the other movies before, and I'm big on character, so that was a huge thing for me. And then as well as Josh O'Connell, is that the actor's name? Is that
Connor?
the 28? Josh O'Connor. Josh O'Connell, or is that Jack O'Connell?
Jack O'Connell. Josh O'Connor.
I swear we had this conversation.
Yeah, we've had it before. That's why I always confuse them. Jack O'Connell is the 28 Days Later and the Sinners guy, right? So yeah, Josh O'Connor, he did a fantastic job as well. I mean, I always call back to that scene where just the light switch moment of talking to the woman who's crying on the phone about her mom or whoever it was. Like, oh my gosh, great stuff, dude. What a film. Number three for me. Benjamin mentioned superhero movies being in our top of the list. Thunderbolts, baby. I love the shit out of this movie, man. I love everything down to the score of this fucking movie. It was in my Spotify Wrapped, the score for this fucking movie, man. I love this shit. I live, breathe, and eat this shit, man. Come on, dog. This movie was fucking fantastic. Marvel's back in their bag. I said it from the beginning. I was shouting it from the fucking rooftops. This is going to be a sleeper Marvel hit. And here we fucking are, man. Or there we were when it came out, actually. But my goodness, man. I am over the moon excited for the X-Men films now. When, with the director, I forget his name, but with the director, Jake Schreier, thank you. With Jake Schreier heading those, like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. He knows how to handle a team. Just, with the exception of a couple of characters, like we needed more from Ava for sure. But
I don't know, man. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm like, what is this? What is this second pick? I know what your first is, but I said, what is your second pick? And then I looked at my list and I'm like, there's no way. But go ahead.
I've been waiting for it.
Well, Aiden, let me tell you, man.
My heart is pounding, bro. Come on.
Let me tell you, there is a way, because number 2 is Marty Supreme.
Let's go! This is how I win! This is how I
win! Dude, I mean, I said it.
God.
Like I said, bro, I was locked into this fucking movie. Every scene that was happening, my heart, I felt it pounding in my chest, bro. I was like, I mean, with the exception of like the dog stuff, I said that dragged it down in the middle a little bit for me. But still, I mean, just watching Timmy run around trying to do everything he can to make his fucking dream happen. Granted, he's slimy about it. He's a slimy little prick, but still, bro. I like the scene with him and Tyler, the Creator, at the bowling alley, bro, like swindling those kids. Fantastic fucking shit, man. I don't know, dude.
Oh man,
that movie. Dude. I figured I was excited for it. I figured I was gonna like it, but yeah, that was a banger for sure.
God, dude, that's crazy. I was like, what is his second pick? And I'm scrolling through my list and I'm like, bro, there's absolutely no way. Like, I'm gonna be so up. Yo, let's go, dude.
I knew it had to be on. I knew it had to be on there, but every pick I was like, Where's Marty Supreme? Wait, hold on.
Let's go, dude. We are on the same wavelength. I love it.
And then number one, of course, is Sinners. I guess I say of course, but Benjamin didn't have it at number one. But number one for me, of course, is Sinners. I love the hell out of this movie. I've sung its praises enough throughout the entire year, probably, so I won't spend too long on this. But I mean, you know, like everything down to Michael B. Jordan's acting. I mean, Haley Steinfeld's acting. I mean, you guys know me and Haley Steinfeld. But I mean, what's not Josh? It's something Canton, right? Who plays Miles Canton? Thank you.
No, not Canton. Catton. I don't think there's an N.
We also had this conversation.
Miles
yeah, I don't know.
Did we? Oh, okay.
Katana,
Well,
maybe. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Miles.
Miles.
Great shit from him too. Great shit from him, of course. And then Jack O'Connell, of course, as well. Like what a menacing and conniving villain for the film. The cinematography is great. Obviously, we point to the one big great scene of the music throughout the decades. Fantastic then, still fantastic now, and I am very excited to see. I hope that going into, I think Black Panther 3 is his next thing. I hope he's not like feeling the pressure of like everybody needing Black Panther 3 to be like this gigantic fucking I don't know, spectacle art piece, but I'm very excited to see what Ryan Coogler does next. So yeah, my top 10 for 2025 are F1 at number 10, Warfare at number 9, The Black Phone 2 at number 8, The Long Walk at number 7, Superman at number 6, Eternity at number 5, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out film. I think that's film, whatever. At number 4. At number 3, Thunderbolts. Marty Supreme at number 2. And at number 1, Sinners.
That's such a base top 5. I'm not gonna lie.
I love that shit, bro. Wow. Wait, even Eternity. You say Eternity's a base top 5, huh? Okay.
Well, we were gonna go watch Eternity. We were like this close to doing it. I was like, I want to watch this so bad, and so me and my wife were going to, but we ended up going to see Hamnet instead. And
I think that was probably a good choice.
Right after that, they didn't put it back in theaters, and I've just been itching to see it, bro. Like I want to watch it so bad. And so yeah, I think that's base, especially because I really wanted to see the movie when I first caught wind of it, but never got to. So
see, like I might like Hamnet more than Eternity whenever I get around to Hamnet. Maybe, I don't know.
I think you'll be really high. I feel like you'll be really high on Hamnet. I think so.
It seems like I might be, yeah.
I appreciate the Warfare love. I still think that should be in the talks for best sound design for the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for thank you for talking about Warfare, because it's not in my top 10. It's like right there, like at 13, but I'm glad that it got to be talked about because that was such a sleeper. Like I said, I didn't even remember. I was like, oh yeah, Warfare.
Well,
holy crap. That was a
honestly, it almost wasn't. My top my 9, 10, and 11 were moving around a lot. I have it was F1, Warfare, and Companion. I liked Companion a lot.
That's
but
crazy. Yeah.
Companion ended up not making the list. So
yeah. All right, cool. Well, I guess it's my turn. Alrighty. So definitely nothing happened in between there. All right.
Aiden had to go watch another 2025 release.
Yeah, he had 10 minutes left on it, so he paused to go finish that, and now he changed his top 10.
Yeah. Charlie finished Frankenstein, so he's gonna go again. Alrighty. All right, my top 10 favorite movies of the year. I'll make it pretty quick since there's maybe 2 movies that weren't talked about that are on here that we have talked about. So at my number 10 is Thunderbolts. I couldn't let this year go by and not have a spot for this movie. I absolutely adored it. Every time I think back to a lot of the emotional moments in there, that's what I want in my superhero movies. Especially as I said, and I've talked about this 4 times already, but listening to the Halfway Point episode and hearing us talk about Thunderbolts. Charlie had it at his number 3 back then, or no, Ben, you had it at your number 3 halfway through the year, which was really surprising to me. But just hearing us talk about it when we were a little bit more fresh on it, yeah, dude, it's a banger of a movie. What can I say? It has everything that I want in a team up movie like that. Number 9 is Wake Up Dead Man. I'm a lot lower on it than y'all, which is very surprising. But especially because I felt like I was super high on it when I watched it early. And then
you were higher than Ben
talked about it. Yeah, exactly. And now he has it 5 spots higher. But I still adore the movie. I still absolutely adore it. I have it as a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I do think it's really close with the first one. It's a banger. I love how the story is, is bigger than Benoit Blanc. It's bigger than him just having his gotcha moment. I feel like they made this one really personal. So I appreciated that a lot. Wake Up Dead Man is at my number 9. At 8 is One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson's just in his bag. Absolute gem of a movie. That hill scene is still so jaw-dropping. Chase Infinity, she's been making her rounds around Twitter, I think because we're getting towards awards season and people are starting to remember, oh yeah, that movie was a banger. That movie did slap and has some of the coolest stuff any movie has on this year. So One Battle After Another was a really, really good movie and a really surprisingly good movie too. At my number 7 is Ninja 2. I've talked about this movie a lot. Talked about it a lot at the beginning of the year, and then Ben finally got around to watching it. I think me and Ben have it at the same spot. If not, we're 1 spot off. But I've talked about it. I've went on my rants. Very, very well animated. The story is very good. The arcs that all of our characters go on and what that means to them is very touching. So all of that makes for an amazing movie. And then the action is just like a cherry on top, but it's the biggest freaking cherry in the world because it's beautiful action. It's amazing. It's a spectacle to see. So Ninja 2 at my 7. At my number 6 is Superman. Got 2 superhero movies in here. This one just hit home a little bit more. There are often times where I still think back on some of those moments that had me tearing up in theaters. But, as Charlie said, I do wish there were more of those emotional moments that were intentional, and there were more Clark Kent moments. So, it can't creep into my 3 or my 5, but number 6, James Gunn did his thing with that one. So it is fine right there. At number 5 is Frankenstein. Top 5 for both me and Ben. Charlie, I think it'll be top 5 for you too. This movie has the freaking sauce, man. Like I said, that really the first hour is my biggest gripe with the movie, and even that is not bad at all. Everything after that is a 10 out of 10. So it is, Charlie, it's funny that you paused it right where you did, because I think everything after that movie after that part in the movie is genuinely perfect.
Really?
Everything with the creature, everything that when we pick up with him, and you'll see all of that. But even how they start the movie off with the ship and the cinematography and the colors that they use, especially towards the end of the movie. Oh my gosh, man. There's a specific moment that I just keep thinking about. You just see the light on this. Oh, it's so good, man. It's so good. Frankenstein was an absolute shocker to me, but I'm so happy with it, and I hope it wins all the awards come award season. Number 4 is Ballad of Wallace Island. I've talked about this movie a lot too. Some of the best character work that I've seen in a movie this year, especially in an hour, 40 minutes. The way that you care so much, and the way they make you care so much about all of these characters, especially, his name is Charlie, especially the character of Charlie. He is so easy to love and so easy to care for. And everything that he's going through, and the story with that, the fact that I watched that on our honeymoon, it just kind of resonated and hit home a lot deeper for me. So I absolutely love this movie. I cherish it a lot because of the memories attached to it, but I think that's a fair enough reason to have it at my number 4. So That is my number 4. My top 3 is Hamnet, Sinners, and Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme, favorite movie of the year, hands down. It's number 1. You can go back and watch our episodes of me talking about it. Sinners, man, there's no reason that son of a gun should have been anywhere near 4 or 5. I had to put it at 2, bro. It's so good, man. And I especially think of my rewatch. When I rewatched it, I told y'all that I played that last scene over and over and over just because I loved how the music just creeps in. And I love how we got to this point in the story with our characters to where I'm sitting here getting emotional watching them in this post-credit scene. Beautifully shot, beautifully directed. My God, man, like I could talk about this movie for ages. Even this week I had I was fighting the urge to watch it again because I want to watch it again. I want to sit in that moment again. I bought it on DVD. It should be coming in soon. Superman came in yesterday, and Sinner should be coming in here shortly. So yeah, Hamnet, Sinners, and Marty Supreme are my top 3 favorite movies of the year. Hamnet, yeah, it's a gem, man. Another one of those, like, it has everything worthy. It has everything in it worthy enough for a Best Picture. The story is gorgeous. There's a lot of moments that I was tearing up and crying, and I think the last 30 minutes is genuinely just fucking art on screen. Like, there's no other way to put it. Chloe Zhao is a freaking mastermind. So, but Sinners and Marty Supreme just got that shit, man. It just has that sauce. I can't just put Hamnet above it. Sorry, man, that's just me. But yeah. So to recap, number 10, going down to 1, Thunderbolts, Wake Up Dead Man, One Battle After Another, Ninja 2, Superman, Frankenstein, The Ballad of Wallace Island, Hamnet, Sinners, Marty Supreme.
All right. I like that, buddy.
I like all of our lists.
You and I had Superman at the same spot. That's interesting to me. I thought you liked it a lot more than I did. Which your top 10, I guess your higher numbers are. How you feel about those? Yeah.
Well, I think it's more so just like Frankenstein, Ballad of Wallace Island, Hamnet, Sinners, and Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, if like 2 of those movies don't come out this year, then yeah, Superman's at like 3. Like Superman's at like 3 or 4. So
yeah. It's
just kind of how the cookie crumbled. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with all of our lists. I think there's a lot of diversity. I also think our lists speak a lot about us and how we are as people when we sit down and watch movies. So that's really cool as well. All righty. Now, Ben, I want to ask you. You're sitting there, right? You're sitting in front of all of Hollywood, and they're all looking at you. And they tell you, hey, you and only you get to decide what award goes to what director for Best Picture. What is the best movie of the year in Benjamin's mind?
Oh my gosh. I think it's going to match my number 1. I think I'm giving it to Frankenstein.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Of my top 3, it's really that or Sinners. Like, as much as I love Superman, it should not be nominated for Best Picture. But Frankenstein, yeah, I think it deserves it. Like, when you talk about watching a movie and you can see all the elements there to be like, yeah, you should win multiple awards, and then I could see you winning Best Picture. Absolutely, Frankenstein fits that bill, in my opinion.
Okay, that's base, man. I'm really, and I still am shocked with the placement of it, but I think it's very deserved. Honestly, I think it is very deserved. If Ballad of Wallace Island and those other movies in front of it didn't hit me and affect me as hard as it did, any other year that Frankenstein comes out, it's up there, man. So that's very base. Charlie, you're in for a treat after this. But while I have your attention, you're sitting on the podium. They said, "Hey, we didn't like how this other jackass kind of picked the awards. We're giving it to you before we make it official." Charlie, you tell me what you're giving the Oscar to for the best movie of the year.
Sinners, man. Sinners, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, everything I've already said about it, you know. As for, are we gonna do like best actor question too, or no?
This is just best movie. Like, what
Okay.
do you think the best movie
So then,
is? Like awards. Yeah.
Then I'll
like,
touch on this. Then I don't know if I do best actor as well. Obviously, I can't speak to all of the performances because like I haven't seen one battle after another. But I have seen Marty Supreme, and I probably would give it to Timmy over Michael B. Jordan. Even though, I mean, props has to be given to Michael B. Jordan just for like playing two different characters and how differently he plays them. I like has to be said like how fantastic of a job that really is. And so, but yeah, as for film of the year, I think that's Sinners.
I think Michael B. Jordan is definitely getting nominated just from like the buzz that I've been seeing online.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't think he has a chance, unfortunately. Like I really
is
think
Leo really that good? Leo's that good?
His performance,
because you guys said it's between Leo and Timmy.
He's really
and
good.
I really think I would give it to Leo. I really do. But
I thought you said.
But yeah,
Timmy.
I thought that's what you just said.
You said Timmy after Marty Supreme that he's gonna get it.
No. You guys missed
you were throwing up the one.
Yeah, after Marty Supreme, my initial gut reaction was give it to Timothée Chalamet. But when I went through my top 10 and I said one battle after another was at 10, upon now reconsideration, I would now say that things have settled. Leo, I think, is the one. The one.
Interesting.
And give it to Leo. He only has one. Like I said, Timmy's going to win.
Oh, yeah, that was your point. I do remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah, I think
do remember you saying that.
Then Timmy, then Michael B. Jordan for performances this year.
But does Leo need to?
Yeah, come on, give Timmy his. I think Timmy definitely deserves it. All right, then they come up to me. They said, "All right, last guy's answer was a little bit more based, but we still need another opinion. What are we doing?" I'm telling them that I think Hamnet is the best movie of the year. When it comes down to movie making, when it comes down to costumes, writing, character arcs, man, dude, does the movie have it all? And like I said, the last 30 minutes is just genuinely so special as well. It's a tearjerker. It wraps everything, back into one pretty bow that we've gone through this entire movie. And I didn't talk about it a lot. Or I did talk about it a little bit, but I knew I'd touch on it a little bit more. But yeah, the way that they're able to bring the story to a close there at the end, and some of the cool things that they play around with, different shots that they use, and different ways that actors kind of look at each other or share a look in the midst of a whole crowd. It is really special. And so a lot of heavy themes in there. A lot of moments where you're kind of like, I don't know where this is really going, but once it all starts to click and roll, boy, does it click and roll. So Hamnet, by far and away, I think should win Best Picture. Chloe Zhao deserves it because she put her freaking all into this movie, and I think that I think it shows. It shows. You can definitely see it, and so I'd be real interested to see if y'all ever get around to it and what your thoughts are, because I think it's hands down the best one of the year. So, all righty.
All right, I want more categories. More categories.
Okay. So, the Academy sits down with you and they say, all right, those were like base takes. We like working with the Words from Nerds podcast. But we want to get to know y'all as individuals before we pick who we want to value when it comes to opinions. Whose opinion do we value the most out of y'all? And we only get to know that by knowing what your favorite movie of the year is. You can have your number one, but what is your favorite? Which one spoke to you? It can be your number one or it can be something else. Ben, what movie would you have represent you as a person that came out in 2025?
Oh God. Okay. I'm taking Charlie's advice, and I'm not gonna think. I'm just gonna rip it.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to Superman.
Yeah.
Not only
Yeah.
do I
Okay.
think it's one of the best movies of the year, but genuinely, when we heard that it was really good, and then sitting down to watch it, it was one of those things where I like couldn't believe how good it was. I
Yeah.
did not think that they could really pull it off to the level that they did. So I want to thank the Academy, but it's got to go to Superman.
I want to thank the Academy.
Yeah.
All right. Now the
Crazy.
Academy sits back and is like, okay, that tells us a lot that we need to know about you. That's good.
All right,
Not
let's
in a
bench
good or
this
not in
guy.
a good or bad way. You know, we're just taking in our information, but we appreciate that. Charlie, I don't know, man. You've been kind of all over the place. It seems like you made your letterbox yesterday, buddy. So we need to know a little bit more about you. What movie are you choosing to represent you that came out in the big 2025?
Well, Little Miss Academy. I did make my letterbox yesterday, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Because I would put, this is no shock, I don't think, after how much I've gushed about it, Eternity as my
Good for you.
my movie of the year that speaks to me and speaks about me. I mean, I've already said everything that I want to say about this movie without spoiling potential stuff for you guys. Not that I think Ben will ever watch it. Ben's not a rom-com guy.
Yeah, probably
but
not.
I mean, yeah, it's everything lovey-dovey, gushy, stupid crap that I love, and you would understand that I love it if you watch Chuck. It's very
Okay.
like kind of like Chuck coded the love aspect of it. So I don't know.
Okay. Academy is like, whoa, you bringing up Chuck in here. Wow, we got somebody that has ball knowledge or something. All right.
Dude, that's actually so funny because in the video that you sent, I go to the comments and somebody in all caps, Chuck mentioned, which is so true. That's never, I don't know why it was on that thing because it's
So
not
funny.
a popular show, but anyway.
So then the Academy looks at me and I'm shivering in my boots. I'm like, all right, man. Well, you know, my favorite movie of the year is Marty Supreme, right? You know, and I've gushed about it enough, but I think because I gushed about it so much, I can't pick it. Instead, if I want to pick the movie to represent me from this year, I'm picking The Naked Gun, baby. Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
You
I
know,
forgot you liked that.
if I'm looking at a movie that I'm like, you know, this says a lot about me. There's some movies it's above that I'm like, it's kind of crazy to be above that, but I truly think so. And then there's some movies it's under where I'm like, that should probably be above those movies that it's underneath right now. Because of how much of a good time it was. And you know, sometimes whenever I go into watch a movie, I really just want a good time. So we've made the Venom jokes, and you know, I think The Naked Gun being a movie from this year to represent me, it's very valid. It's very based because that's my Venom of this year. So I'm choosing The Naked Gun, Miss Academy. All right, you can shame me all you want, but you know that's where I'm going. All right. So then the Academy sits back and is like, all right, we got our choices. All right. We like this a lot, but you know, we've been doing too much glaze in here. Like if we really want to get to know somebody, we got to know, you know, just how, what makes them upset, what irks them, what gets them going, what makes a full screen rant. You know, what is some Stranger Things Duffer Brothers type shit from this year that you got out of a movie that you were not expecting? And Ben, we'll start back off with you, buddy. What is your Stranger Things of this year wrapped up into a movie?
This is a tough choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be honest,
there's a lot of answers. There's a lot of possible
There's a lot of answers, and there's some of these that are like, you know, Minecraft, Five Nights at Freddy's, Tron, where it's like, I kind of knew they were going to be bad. So I'm not too surprised by that. So actually, the movie that I'm going to pick, I'm still between two here. I'm still between two. Wow. The movie that I am most disappointed with is Avatar Fire and Ash. I was between that and Jurassic World Rebirth because a great director, in my opinion, Gareth Edwards, fumbling a Jurassic World movie when, like, after 3 bad Jurassic World movies, I thought, okay, we're finally going to get somebody competent to make a movie here. So I was between that and Fire and Ash, but James Cameron, it's not that hard to make a good Avatar movie. It's really not.
Yeah.
And you did that a few years ago. I guess it's easier to make the same Avatar movie, but it shouldn't be hard to make a good Avatar movie. So I'm going to go with that, where earlier in the year, like for our Rotten Tomatoes draft, I think, Aiden, if you hadn't drafted it, I 100% was.
Yeah.
And then when you dropped it, I mean, I was still thinking that you made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the movie was going to be terrible. So
yeah.
So forgettable. Went from, oh man, I might actually go see it a couple of times to watch the new Avengers Doomsday teasers to nah, I'm good.
Well, and it's also for the Doomsday part, which we didn't talk about that trailer. But maybe we'll do it at the end. It doesn't really matter. But as for the trailer part, like they're dropping it like 4 days after it starts airing in the theater. So it's like there's not really a reason to go do it.
Well, but I went to see Way of Water twice anyways. So if it was a good enough Avatar movie with the 3D IMAX experience,
you would have got to see the Thor one in theaters. Good for you, buddy.
I'm just saying I would have gone twice anyways. So yeah, I know I just listed a few, but some of those you kind of expected to be bad.
Yeah.
The one that I'm like, that just we shouldn't even be having this movie be brought into the conversation of disappointing films. I'm gonna give it to Avatar.
Yeah, and the Academy says, all right, Avatar. James Cameron is not going to be real happy with that. You know, he's going to get a lot of noms and stuff, so y'all will be crossing paths come award season.
He can have his visual effects Oscar. I don't care. Keep him away from everything else.
Okay. Well, see, that's a conflict we're going to run into, because if we have you go up there and announce Best Picture with what you think is Best Picture, you're going to run into James Cameron there. It might be a little bit awkward. So we'll note that in our checkbook or in our book. Bro. All right.
I'll run into
And the Academy notes that as well. So, Charlie.
All right, Will Smith, go come down, buddy.
Charlie, we want to hear from you. What irks you? What truly irks your soul? What is some Duffer Brothers type writing, brothers, that we had from this year in a movie, in your opinion?
See, well, I want to point to one that is Duffer Brothers level that I believe I said at the 6-month mark, and that's why I want to pick something different. But the different thing I want to pick is not Duffer Brothers level. It's just, it was disappointing to me. So the one that I'd go super hard on is the Minecraft movie, even though that one I was not really expecting it to be like really good, but it's just the potential of it. Like we talked about it in the 6-month one. So that one is just atrocious. But if I had to pick a new one, that's just, it was disappointing. Fantastic Four.
Ooh, base.
Wow. Fantastic
The Academy
Four.
sits back and goes, whoa, that's base.
Dude, and with that being said, it's still a good movie, man, but I was over the moon about this. I love the Fantastic Four, man. And they did not do half of what I wanted them to do with this fucking family. This family that does not, I won't say doesn't feel like a family, but we just don't get those fucking moments with them, man. And I said this in our review when we talked about it. Tell me how the 2005 or whatever movies handle Ben better than this new age movie. And that's just one character. Ben has nothing to do in that movie at all. And he was the most excited. I was most excited for him going into that movie. So actually, maybe just like for the character of Ben, I'd say that's some Duffer Brothers levels disappointment for me. Just for that character in the movie. But the movie as a whole, just there was great moments, don't get me wrong, between Ben and Johnny and their relationship. And of course, Reed and Sue, great stuff there too, even. But like, there's not much between Ben and Sue, or like even less so than they showed off in the trailer. And overall, also there's something to be said about like not as much action as you might want there to be, but I don't want to sound like one of those I need it to be action 24/7 kind of thing. But just it was lacking in a way, or at least lacking in exciting action apart from the black hole stuff. But yeah, man, that movie, what a letdown that was. Which, I mean, coming into this year of superhero films, I would not have projected that. Even though I called Thunderbolts being good, I still would have put Fantastic Four being better than it. That's what I would have penned. But here I am, eggs on my face.
Man, that was a lot, and the Academy acknowledges that that was extremely based, you know. But the Academy is just like, Ben, I don't want you to think the Academy is judging you at all, buddy. They love your answers too, because Avatar: Fire and Ash is very based. Here's the thing, though. At the halfway mark, I think Ben, you might have said Minecraft movie. Charlie, I forget what you said was like your most disappointing, because we went Minecraft, but then you had a.
Well, I think I said Minecraft. Ben might have said Mission Impossible.
No, I said Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
Did Ben say Minecraft movie? I thought I said that.
I might have agreed with you. I might have also gone for the Electric State.
Yes, no, Charlie, you said Electric State. Ben said Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah, because you wanted to go Minecraft, but you switched to Electric State.
I think that was because we had been
the Russos.
A big piece of the prior year was riding on like, oh my gosh, they're bringing the Russos back, and they've had rough movies, and so then when it's like, okay,
this was the last movie before,
and it's their worst one.
Yeah,
terrible movie.
Yeah, that was kind of the shakedown then. But I said Final Reckoning. And Ben, get ready to be surprised, because I think my most disappointing movie of the year was Weapons, man. Weapons.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you guys loved that.
No, Charlie, me and you were the only ones that didn't when we talked about it.
Right, you didn't like the ending, but I thought you liked the whole thing, though. I thought you just didn't like the ending, I thought.
I didn't like the whole thing.
Dang, okay.
I have it. I mean, I say I didn't like. I have it at a 3.5 out of 5 stars. But again, this is a movie that I was preparing to go 4.5. You know, top 10 of the year. Weapons was my thing. And it was like a whole ordeal. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on in my life. And I was like, man, Thursday could be generational. Like, there's a lot of cool things. Like, I'm going to build my One Piece, like, ship, like my Lego set. And like, I was taking a big test, all this stuff. And I was going to cap the night off by watching Weapons at like 9:00 at night. And when I got out of the theater, I just felt very like deflated, you know, and it let me down, because I was looking forward to the movie for so long, and I thought it was going to be one of them ones, because I really liked Barbarian, and I was thinking, man, this cast is stacked. Really cool concept, really cool premise. I'm so locked in, and I haven't even seen a trailer yet. Surely this is going to be an 8.5, 9.5 movie, and it just wasn't. It kind of fell flat. Charlie, I think I even sent you an edit, and I was like, edit's better than the movie, brother. Like, what are we doing?
I forgot about that.
So yeah, man, it's just very disappointing. I needed it to be a lot more. And I was expecting this to be a top 10 finish by the end of the year. And instead it left me with the sour taste in my mouth. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. And I think they dropped the bag a lot of areas. I think a big part of it is a lot of the editing that happened in there, and obviously changing your tone of your story around a whole lot, not really knowing what you want to do and what you want to portray. It just did not shake out to be one of them ones for me, like I was hoping. So it unfortunately has to be my most disappointing movie of the year, especially because Charlie had this as his most anticipated for the rest of the year whenever we did our halfway.
Oh yeah, I did. I was excited for Weapons. Yeah,
that just goes to show just how high we were on it, because I was sharing that same sentiment, and yet it fumbled. So Weapons, I'm sorry, man.
It's fine. I still don't understand how you like Barbarian but don't like Weapons. But
because I don't know, like
okay.
I know we talked about it a little bit. Barbarian just kept like its tone. It like knew what it wanted to do throughout the entire runtime. Like, yeah, we cut to Justin Long's character, and like, yeah, he's a little goofy, but it has so much to do with the tone of the movie because he gets like a rude awakening, and then whenever we change perspectives again, it's this really weird, creepy guy that's like abducting people and keeping them in his basement. The ending kind of goes all willy-nilly, but at least it keeps the tone, and it holds that central theme. That Weapons, it was just getting goofy for goofy's sake, and they're like literally doing reaction shots while we're in the climax of the movie, and it's supposed to be like a guy watering his plants, and he looks up and sees them chasing the old lady, and then he goes back to watering his plants. It's like, all right, dude, like now we know that you're doing it on purpose and you're just trying to be goofy. I get comedy and horror, kind of go hand in hand at some times, but doing it for this much of the movie, it's ridiculous. I want to come in here and feel something, and I'm just feeling cringe, like straight up
feeling cringe.
Ah,
It's okay. It's okay. I honestly didn't know you anticipated it that much that it would be so disappointing, but
I was so locked in for it. I was so locked in for it. Yeah. All righty. Well, the Academy takes everything in, right? The Academy sits there. It's a lot of really good answers. We're getting to know a little bit more how to pick your brain, right? But we know what your most disappointing was. But to know what you really look for in a movie, to know what you really look out for, right? What are you expecting? What are you anticipating? What surprised you the most in a movie this year?
Think on it, Benjamin.
I don't need to think on it. I don't need to think on it at all.
Hit us.
Because I am a man of honor and of respect.
Okay.
I have integrity.
Okay.
My most surprising movie of the year goes to Thunderbolts. Easily goes to Thunderbolts.
Okay.
I historically, when we had talked about it, ever since it was announced and leading up to the movie, was very low on it, and even made a whole YouTube video on how they weren't going to be able to pull off this team dynamic of characters that we don't care about. And even when it comes to the Marvel movies that were coming out this year, I would have easily thought that it's going to be the worst one. And lo and behold, it's the best. It is the best of the three that Marvel gave us this year. So since I'm a man of honor, I will eat my words that I was completely wrong. A pleasant surprise. I'll own it. I will own it. The movie is amazing. It's at my 11, by the way.
Bang. Almost hit the top 10.
Barely missed out on top 10.
There we go. Bang. I like that. All right, Charlie, we want to know what you look for in a movie, what you get anticipated on, what surprised you the most this year.
I forgot what I said at the 6-month mark.
You were most anticipating Weapons.
Most anticipating, right?
Yeah.
But
most
what did I say for that was most surprising? I feel like I said either companion or
yes, companion. No,
or warfare.
Might have been one of those.
I don't know, because I remember
I said one of those two.
You gave me props because I was like Ninja 2, Ninja 2 is my most surprising because I didn't even know existed and it's my favorite movie of the year. And you were like, and then you gave yours, and I said, "Oh wow, yeah, that's really good. That's a really good
might have been
that's a base take." And you were like, well, I think yours is, and we were glazing each other and shit.
Might have been Warfare then, if that was your reaction to it, because you still haven't seen Companion, right?
Yeah, I saw Companion.
Oh, you did see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you wouldn't have had a reaction like that to Companion, but I'll try to change up the answer for that. But truthfully, I guess it was Marty Supreme. Like I was excited about the movie, but especially with how much you came to the episode and how much you loved it. I think I was not expecting to be anywhere near that level. I think you even said that yourself as well. I was not expecting to be at that level whatsoever, even though I love Timmy C. I love everything he can give performance wise. But even just beyond that, everything that this movie had to offer was just super engaging, and the feelings it left me with were much to be enjoyed. So Benny Safdie, or was it Josh Safdie?
Josh
Safdie, like, I'm here for it, bro. Because Benny did the Smashing Machine. That's right. Which I still have not seen that. But Josh, I'm here for it, bro. Oh, you didn't like it? You didn't like
Smashing Machine was hot butt, yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it was hot butt.
Christopher Nolan told The Rock that that was the best performance of the year?
Yeah, and he did fine. I mean, come on, like Kevin O'Leary and Marty Supreme, how y'all were like, I mean, it's just fine. I'm like, yeah, The Rock did just fine. Like, fuck me, man. What are we doing? We're celebrating a fucking guy holding the door open for a girl at this point. Like, what are we doing, dude? Fuck me. This is Charlie's most anticipated from earlier this year.
For me, not as exciting as Aiden's answer, but Companion for me. I thought Companion was I thoroughly enjoyed Companion.
Cool.
Okay. I thought it was in fact Companion for some reason. But cool beans, yeah.
Awesome. I was literally listening to that earlier today in the gym. So that's I said literally twice. Fuck me, man. I'm losing it. All right. My most surprising movie of the year. This one is man, this is odd. I'm trying to think. I really haven't given much thought into this one. Like a lot of my movies up there, I'm like, yeah, like I kind of had a feeling these would be bangers. Like I could do Ballad of Wallace Island, but I think that's kind of boring just based on how much I've talked about it. I honestly think my most surprising movie of the year is K-pop Demon Hunters. I'll go K-pop Demon Hunters.
Wow.
Just because I kind of expected to throw that on as just a background movie. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm studying for my test. Like, I'm just gonna throw this on, and I actually ended up getting very hooked on it. I thought it was really good. I thought the music was amazing. I still think the soundtrack is phenomenal. And then it just got swept up in this tornado of media. It took the world by storm, and so I think that was very surprising to me. But even more so surprising that I just popped it on and was like, wow, this is actually really good. And then I got to see it just have the craziest legs of all time and become a absolute smash hit with the younger generation. So K-pop Demon Hunters, yeah, I think that's my most surprising movie of the year. I wasn't expecting a lot from what the heck that turned out to be. So yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Good for you.
Awesome. Well, as we rear the end, the Academy sees that and says, okay, well, last question before we pick who we want to distribute best movie of the year, Oscar for Best Picture. Let's see. So we had your most surprising movie of 2025. We already know what you look into, right? What catches your eye. But now we have to curate it, because if we have you announce this best picture, we're going to have to bring you back next year. It's just kind of how we like to roll here in this new age. So we have to know if that was your most surprising, if that was your favorite, if that's what you think is the best, what does that look like for next year? Ben, what is your most anticipated movie for 2026?
There's a clear answer, Benjamin, that I know you're going to say, so I don't even know why you're sitting here thinking about it.
I am I am thinking about it.
Actually, I take back what I just said. It's a toss up between the two.
It is,
but I think I know which one you're gonna say though.
Okay, we'll see if you're right. I think I am going to go. I'm gonna go with the Odyssey.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was. That's what that's what I was thinking. But the only reason I was thinking it might have changed is because you just watched Dune Part 2.
But the thing is, that is a change. I'm pretty sure that I talked about me being more excited for Dune Part 3 than the Odyssey.
Really? Okay. I guess.
And the way that I put it is I think I said I was more excited for the experience of the Odyssey. I'm making a whole day out of it, driving to a different state, 70 millimeter IMAX.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
That whole thing is going to be an experience that I'll remember, right? Yeah, exactly.
Like that, Charlie?
No, I don't, because I don't have that. I can't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
What? This?
No.
Anyways, but I think I said as an experience, the Odyssey is probably going to be a better movie-going experience because it's a whole day-long thing built up over a year of buying tickets in advance and whatnot. But I think I've said I'm more excited for Dune Part 3 as a movie. But after watching Part 2, I think I've actually flipped on that. Not that I'm not excited for Dune Part 3, but I think it will be very hard for Dune Part 3 to match the levels of Dune Part 2 in almost every aspect. Like, I think it can probably match when it comes to like the music. It's going to hit us hard. But do I think that they can keep the same level or surpass the journey that Paul Atreides goes on? I don't think they can. Do I think that they can exceed the spectacle of action that they brought to Part 2? I don't think they can. I think they could give us a lot of similar elements and I could appreciate it similarly. But the journey we go on in Part 2, I think it's so good that we're not going to quite reach that in Part 3. So I'm actually tempering my expectations a little bit for Dune Part 3, even though it is still my number 2. So my number 1, I'm giving it to Christopher Nolan, a man who has never let me down. Tenet is way better than people say it is. I'm going with the Odyssey.
Okay. Charleston, South Carolina. The Academy wants to know, what do you look for in a movie this year? What are you most anticipating sitting in the theater for?
Well, the Academy is going to be very disappointed with me because
Do it.
The Academy,
is it the roller coaster?
Do it.
I know the Academy does not like these roller coaster movies.
Do it.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, baby.
Yes,
Give me that shit, bro.
Yes,
Spider-Man Brand. I am so over the moon excited about this fucking movie. So much so that, as I keep saying, I will not be watching any of the trailers that come out for this movie because I want to know as little as I possibly can to be completely excited about everything that I am going to see in the movie. The suit looks phenomenal. Destin Daniel Cretton did a phenomenal job with Shang-Chi, and I cannot wait to see what he brings to Spider-Man, the fight scenes, the emotional depth of story that I can't wait to see him bring out. Everything, as long as they keep MJ and Ned out of the equation, apart from like, yeah, I knew them in another life kind of thing. Golden. We are in the money, baby. Okay. It's going to be a phenomenal time, a phenomenal summer. Of course, I'm also excited for the Odyssey and Dune Part 3 as well. Very much so for both of those. But just, I'm a Spider-Man guy, as you can tell. So I am over the moon about this.
Awesome.
Good for you.
And then if the Academy looks my way, here's the thing. I share much of the same sentiment as Ben in terms of Dune Part 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie of all time. I absolutely adore it as a project. Dune Part 3, I flip back and forth. There's days where if you ask me, I'm like, I think Dune Part 3 is going to be just as good. I think it's going to be amazing. It'll make $1 billion. I'm locked in for it. I'm so excited for it. But then there's other days where I'm feeling like, I don't know. They have big shoes to fill. I trust Denis. He's my favorite director ever. But that was a moment in time, and that was a huge moment in time that's going to be hard to recreate. It's like asking the Russo brothers to recreate Avengers Infinity War leading into Endgame, right? It's going to be hard. But Dune Part 3 is a little too easy, man, right? Like I'm looking forward to that movie. I'm very excited for it, but the Academy isn't going to like me after this one, man. Because I love me some roller coasters.
Oh, no way.
And I love the Avengers Doomsday, baby.
No way. No way.
The Academy can suck it.
No
the Academy
way.
can suck it.
Ain't no way, bro.
I love my
Holy
roller
shit.
coasters. And I say most anticipated because there's a big scenario out there.
Okay.
Where this movie could be generational in terms of feeling, in terms of hype moments and aura, in terms of sitting there for an Avengers movie and walking out a changed man. But I'm also really anticipating that flip side of the coin, which is, man, if this is a generational fumble, what do we even do? Yeah. And where do we go from there? And we are going to find out this year. So who am I to say that I'm not anticipating what that answer will be more than anything else this year that I'm looking forward to? Yeah, Dune Part 3 is going to be incredible. I'm excited for that. It's either going to be good or bad, and I am anticipating what that looks like, right? The Odyssey. I'm anticipating sitting down and having that experience. 70 millimeter, driving to Dallas, making a weekend out of it with my wife. Going to be great. There's a lot at stake here. There's tons at stake here. The future of our childhood as we know it is at stake here. What is that conversation going to be like walking out of the theater on December 18th? What are we going to be saying? What is the future of these movies going to look like after that movie comes out? I think it all rides on the back of Doomsday. It's the beginning. This is the start of it. 2027 is only as good as it is, depending on what happens this year. So I'm anticipating it. It is my most anticipated because it could be generational, but it also could be generational in a way that a lot of us are worried that it could be. And then having those conversations out loud is not something that we like to have, but the future rides on this movie, man. The future of this scene rides on this movie. So the Academy.
Yep.
Fuck you.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Roller coasters all the way.
Because this is the one where the casuals they're actually talking about it, and they're talking like Marvel's going to be back. So this is the one to watch for sure.
Yeah. Yep. So that is my most anticipated movie of 2026. It will be Avengers Doomsday. And, next year at this time, when I revisit this episode, hopefully at the gym, it's still going. When I'm revisiting this episode, I'm going to be excited to see what we brought to the table in terms of, what we talked about in this here episode. So Avengers Doomsday, my most anticipated. That wraps up all of our segments. Please, gentlemen, if there is something that y'all have been itching to ask or that y'all want to throw your hat in, let me know. Mr. Benjamin.
I got one.
Alrighty.
Some people in the Academy were not very happy because too many of the same films are getting talked about and nominated. We can't just keep saying the same name over and over and over again. So they decided to ask, okay, we've brought up maybe 15 to 20 movies. What is one movie that came out this last year that we have not brought up yet, that you just feel like deserves a little bit of respect?
Yeah.
Like hey, this just deserves recognition for just being a really good movie that hasn't been talked about because it wasn't the most surprising and it's not in the 10 best. What is that movie?
Great question from the Academy.
Do I get to start us off again?
Start us off, Benjamin. Start us off.
Oh, I got mine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, the movie that I am going to go with is I'm going to go with Predator Killer of Killers.
Oh, you took mine. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I really think like when you talk about animated movies, like Ninja 2 is up there. A lot of people are going to be eyeing like Zootopia 2, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yep.
All that's well and fun, but I think there needs to be some respect put on Predator Killer of Killers' name. We talked about it. I think we all really enjoyed it. Just the style of being a trilogy of mini movies that they then converge into one storyline. It deserves respect.
Yeah.
Sure.
That would have been my pick. So yeah, I can only say that it's based and I respect it.
Yeah.
My pick might be a little bit shocking because I think I was slightly harsh on this movie, but not like super harsh. I still enjoyed it. Together. I think Together was a quite enjoyable experience. A very out there concept that I hadn't really heard of before, and I think that it was executed in a satisfying way. I had my couple small issues with it, but I mean, still really well done, really well acted by both Dave Franco and I forget
Alison Brie.
Alison Brie, thank you. I'm a huge Community fan too. I can't believe I did that. But yeah, they were both phenomenal in that movie, and I think it was really cool. So yeah,
I like it.
I respect it. And then this one's going to be weird because this is my 11th, and I don't know why I immediately went to Predator Killer of Killers because Killer of Killers is my 22nd. So I think I should. I mean, it's the smart thing to do because surprisingly, this movie wasn't talked about, and that's 28 years later. And we talked about it a little bit in our halfway point, and yeah, I mean, like, why would I not go with this one? I still hold all the same sentiment. I'm not the biggest fan of the zombie trope. I'm not the biggest fan of zombie movies like this. But this one just finds a way to integrate some amazing horror and some really cool movie making skills into it, while also having one of the coolest endings I've ever seen of all time in a post-apocalyptic movie. So I'm really excited for Bone Temple. I know it's a January release, but I think it's going to be an absolute banger. I think it'd be I think at the lowest, it'll be a solid 7 out of 10. And that is its floor. I love 28 Years Later. It was really good. Aaron Taylor Johnson was a gem. The kid, I forget his name. He was an incredible actor in this one. And yeah, the horror and how scary they're able to make this world seem. The world building is incredible. I still stand by the fact that I think Ralph Fiennes should get a Best Supporting Actor nom because he's just that good in here. Not that they'd ever do that, but I wouldn't be opposed to letting that happen. So yeah, 28
also the
years
movie
later,
that Charlie was in.
Yeah, the Alpha. Yeah,
he doubled for the Alpha for some of those scenes.
Lower body double for the Alpha.
No, Aiden, you brought up a good point. Killer of Killers is my number 18. So there's a couple movies above it that weren't talked about Zootopia 2, How to Train Your
Zootopia
Dragon.
2.
But that one just stood out as like,
yeah.
Like even How to Train Your Dragon, that would be if there was a question of what was a movie that was exactly what you expected it to be. How to Train Your Dragon is that movie. So I just wanted to, you got to just give respect for something that sticks out.
Yeah,
amongst the crowd.
That's a really good point. Yeah, it's cool that Killer of Killers was your 18th, yet you went with that as well. We both just kind of jumped straight there because it's such a fascinating movie. Real quick, if we just want to do like a big speed run, if we're on the topic of movies that were exactly what I thought they'd be, I say Ballerina for me. Most solid 3.5 out of 5-star movie in my opinion. But
it was
I know
worse
Ben,
than I thought it would be
on
for a John Wick movie.
Yeah, I knew you were higher on it, but like Ballerina for me is just like, yeah, boom, this is what I thought it was. This is what it was.
Exactly what I thought it would be until dawn. Just cheeks. Absolute cheeks.
Tron Ares.
Oh, I actually need to watch that. It's on Disney Plus now.
It is on Disney Plus now. Yeah.
That's funny. John Ares. Yeah, I mean, if we're just listing them all out, yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters, honestly, for me.
I'll probably rewatch the first 10 minutes of Ares.
Really? Okay. So the first
I actually might do that too,
before, but I forgot.
You were hyping that up a lot, yeah. The score.
Just as a Tron fan, it's like it made me pause for a second and go, whoa. What am I getting myself into here? Are they cooking? And the answer is no.
Predator Badlands 2, most solid 4 out of 5-star movie I've ever seen. So, for me, at least.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that about does it for our 2025 movie section. I think this was a banger year for movies. We talked a little bit about it as the year went on, this compared to 2024. We hyped this year up a lot, and I think that sentiment still stands, that this was a phenomenal year for not only movies, but TV shows. Really more so just like 5 TV shows. But, still a lot of stuff out there that was worth talking about, that we obviously talked about on the podcast. And, I'm very happy with it. I'm happy with how my list shaped out. I'm happy with the finalization of how my 2025 movie shaped out. So, it was great. Here's to an even better, hopefully, 2026. If we want, we could touch a little bit on that Doomsday trailer and then get up out of here.
Sure.
What were your thoughts, Ben? I know you got a little. Yeah. I know you got spoiled, but in terms of contents in there,
I didn't get everything spoiled. I got
Cyclops
spoiled.
Thing you didn't get spoiled, right?
No, I got spoiled that Cyclops and Charles Xavier would be in the trailer.
I thought you got spoiled that Charles Xavier and Magneto were going to be in it.
No. Yeah, it was just a post that was like, the next Avengers Doomsday trailer has leaked online, and then it was just a picture from previous movies of Charles Xavier and then James Marsden. But yeah, watched it and did not know that we were going to get Ian McKellen, and I like the monologue. I think it is the most confusing of the trailers so far for me, because the other ones, it's like, okay, I can understand how these scenes could fit in the bigger context of a movie. How we need to like establish where our characters are at to bring them into this conflict. And this felt more like hey, we just want to like give people a little glimpse of the X-Men and get them excited that they're coming back for this movie. And less of a like, okay, I see how this ties into the overall theming for the movie. I didn't get those vibes as much from this trailer, especially the shots of Cyclops, because like whatever setting he's in and whatever giant like monsters are behind him, I have no clue what's happening. I don't know what's going on. And it was the most like, okay, like it's not just here's a character, here's a dialogue that you can kind of tie together, string together with everything else we've seen so far. It was here's a scene, and it's like no context, no clue how that fits into anything. And like I said, I think the grander purpose with it was just to be like, yeah, just a reminder, the X-Men are coming back. So from that regard, it's like, okay, that's fine, that's cool, but it excites me less than like the last teaser with Thor, because that's actual, like, there's substance there. This to me is like, great, X-Men are coming back. We knew that. It doesn't move the needle for me at all.
Interesting way to look at it. I was personally moving. I was flinching big time during this. This was an absolute banger for me. I think seeing Cyclops, seeing the position that he's in, potential sentinels in the background, you know, he's just he's going ham. Rips the goggles off and he's going ham. Or the visor. Yeah, I thought this was a banger of a trailer. Not much in terms of Charles and Magneto, but you know, I was still moving here. You know, it's good to see them back. It's good to see really what Professor Xavier is saying in the trailer and what that's in regards to. But I was flinching, man. I was moving big time.
Yeah, I like this trailer a lot. Yeah. Mostly for, you know, Charles and Eric. I love seeing them two together and getting to have them together one last time. I think is going to be really cool, and so getting to see that is cool. And of course, seeing Cyclops in his comic accurate suit is also really cool as well. But I don't want to touch on this too much that I'm going to say. Just because it has more to do with like the four trailers as a whole, because as Ben probably knows by now, Aiden and I know what the fourth trailer is, but I don't know. The order in which they've released all these trailers, which they chose to, is strange to me, and also, are we only getting 4? Because
I don't think so.
We're getting another one. You think after?
I think I heard somewhere that we're getting 6
7.
total.
Oh yes, was it 6 or leading up to Super Bowl? Yeah,
calm down.
Whoa, stop me.
Leading up to the Super Bowl. Oh,
I heard we were getting 6, and then the 7th is the Super Bowl trailer.
Good way to go around it, Ben.
Because it's 6 teasers into a 7th, more like full.
Dang. Okay. So then, if that's the case, I take back everything I'm saying right now. Then, because if that was the case, with what happens in, not spoiling, but with what happens in the 4th one, if that was the last one, I'm just like, what was the point of this? Like, why are you why did we need to drag this out as long as we did?
It'd be the 4th one, which is the one we know about this week, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th one, the 6th one, and then this would be the 7th one, and then Super Bowl. So it kind of, but in terms of when they actually release them, that's kind of the window. So you have the 6th one at the end of January.
I think you're a week off there, Aiden.
What if the Super Bowl one is just literally all of them just like put the
that'd be so ass. Wait, Ben, so the Cyclops one that came out Tuesday.
Yeah.
The one that me and Charlie know about, that one will come out
this Tuesday. This
Tuesday, the 13th.
4th. That's the 4th trailer.
5th, the 20th, 6th, the last week of January. Super Bowl is the 8th.
Okay.
So then 7th, the first week of February, and then
7th would be the first week. So
who knows?
I've heard anywhere from 6 to 6+1 that we're gonna get.
I have not heard this. This is the first. You guys are telling me this for the first time. I have not heard any.
I don't know if there was an actual like source on it or if it was.
It was going around Twitter big time a couple like last week.
Yeah. Oh,
People were saying that they were hearing that.
So I know that last time we talked about Doomsday stuff, I gave a prediction for like what a crazy aura poster could be, and I just threw out a random.
Oh, right.
The Tony Stark, all the dead Avengers, and then we see Doom on the throne in the middle of that or whatever. But I thought of something better. Okay.
He thought of something, chat.
I promise I have not seen anything on this. I really haven't, because I've been avoiding it. I turned off my Twitter notifications for all of the usual that I have, because I literally will get a notification that says the next Doomsday trailer. I'm avoiding all of that completely. So
Sure.
Akin to what I said, though, where it's Doom surrounded by the dead Avengers, I just applied that to what the trailers have actually been showing so far. And I think it could be Doom with all the kids. Like, he takes Franklin Richards.
Hey, okay,
Like,
well, since that's your theory now, we can talk. I can say what Aiden and I were talking about this 2 weeks ago. Because it was on par. It was on like timing with Stranger Things. I was like, dude, they're really having Doctor Doom do some Vecna stuff. Like, we don't know anything for sure, but we're just That's just what we were like.
As I was about to say, Doom with all the kids. Yeah.
He's literally just going around. He's gonna take 12 kids too, but we don't know why.
Yeah. P Doom. Yeah.
P Doom, Dr. Diddy,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Dr. Diddy.
The Russo brothers, the Duffer brothers, bro.
Yo.
The Diddy the Doom files. That's what I think is like. I mean, so far, other than this X-Men one, but the other three have been I say the other three. The two trailers and then the Fantastic Four post-credit scene have been very centered around our Avengers children. So if there's some sort of ploy with that and how that connects to who Doom is as a character and his motive and whatnot, I could see that being something of them teasing like, yeah, he's coming for all of their children. And that's what I could see.
Okay.
Yep.
But I also can't picture that as a poster. Like,
yeah, like
Dr.
nobody's gonna know
Doom
who the kid. Yeah,
and just some kids, but
Yeah.
like in the context of what we've seen, that makes more sense to me. So it's probably still wrong, but it's a better prediction than my last one, which was just an off the cuff type of thing.
the real one, which we haven't seen the actual poster, but just what it's just what we think would be a poster. If what we saw becomes a poster, would be badass, Benjamin. Just so you know, I personally think it'd be badass as hell.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll probably see in the next month.
Are you talking about the leak, Charlie?
Yeah. With Doom specifically.
There's been some other like plot leaks that have been going around, just like minor things that I've sent to Charlie. Man, dude, holy.
That'd be
well, and the weird thing is, and I don't want to like dance around it and just be like, Ben, we know something you don't. We watch leaks or whatever. But like the interesting thing about it was that it just came out of nowhere. Somebody was like, hey, this happens and it's because of this or whatever. And then out of nowhere, like 3 other people went in even more depth about it. And it all like matched up, which I know sounds like anybody can do it. But for some reason, this one just sounds way too specific to be like, and the way that they worded the leak, like, oh, so if this happens and they go into whole detail, then what? And it's like, okay, well, it's very weird, but
yeah, that's fair.
Oh my God, man. It is like, oh, it's Sauce 101.
Sauce 101, this boy.
I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, man.
I like that.
So this upcoming teaser, other than the first one, because at that point there was less like conversation online about like, oh, this leaked, and everybody was like, oh, the first Doomsday trailer leaked with images and whatnot. Every subsequent trailer has been that. Since that point, this is the first time I'm the closest I've been to a new teaser trailer coming out in a couple of days here where I know nothing.
We were too.
Nothing.
We were too. It did not leak.
Yeah, this one leaked late.
For a
this
long
one leaked
time.
Late.
Yeah, I was like, we should have our leak by now, and it was still nothing. But yeah, this one took a while too. I'm a big fan of this one. I'm a really big fan.
I
of
like
this
this.
one.
I like this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan. I can see how some people would be like snotty towards it, but I'm locked, bro. This is a generational teaser, I think. Maybe I'm hyping it up a little too much.
If it was the last one, if it
cool.
was only 4 and it was the last one, I'm like, But
okay, we'll see.
Yeah, it's badass, man. Yeah, it's really cool. Alrighty, well, that's fun. We'll see what next week has in store for us. We'll see what the next leak is, if there is any, because we were only rumored 4. We're in uncharted territory after this. So that has been it from us here with a nice little banger episode, our movie year in review. Look out next week, baby. I know it's I've been waiting for this for a while. It's gonna be fun. It'll be a big deal. It'll be a big event. And yeah, we need to go sort out rules and whatnot. So thank you so much for listening, watching. Leave some love down below. Thank you for the support. And if you've made it this far, we appreciate you. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Adios.
Sayonara.